Hey YouTube, Kira Twig here, bringing you guys an update to my Superheavy Samurai deck profile for July 2017. With the release of the new Lights Revenge booster pack, I was able to add the final powerful support for this pretty awesome deck that I've loved giving deck profiles for over the years. Their level 12 Synchro monster is very powerful, and I loved, incorporating it into the deck, as well as the new effect monsters we got for this deck as well. So let's go ahead and jump right into the deck profile. To start off, as standard as it remained for all of my Super Heavy Samurai deck profiles, I run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Big Bang K. Very easy to summon. When it's normal or special summon, you can change its battle position, and Super Heavy Samurai monsters you control can attack while in face-up defense position. If they do attack, apply their defense. He has 3,500 defense, making him your true powerhouse of the deck, and he can really screw with a lot of cards, being the fact that he'll be in defense. A lot of the Mirror Force cards is what I like to think, because it ruins attack position monsters a lot of the time. And this card never has to really worry about that, with his 3,500 defense being the factor he used to attack. And also 3 Super Heavy Samurai Flutist. This one you tribute to special summon a Super Heavy Samurai from your hand, including Big Bang K, and he also has a banish effect from the graveyard that allows you to protect a Super Heavy Samurai, and you can only use each effect once per turn, but like I said, he's your key card to getting out Big Bang K and also special summoning Big Bang K. And 3 Super Heavy Samurai Scales. I actually have hope for this card being pretty powerful with the upcoming Link format, just for the fact that he special summons very fast, and he special summons one from the graveyard if your opponent controls 2 or more monsters, and you control no monsters. And then when he's special summon or normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Super Heavy Samurai in your graveyard, except for Scales. You can only use this effect once per turn, so using him as the special summon and gaining a monster doesn't take up your normal summon, and you could still have other special summon effects as well. That could be a Link summon in its own right there, and then you'll still have, like I said, if you didn't want to do that, easy synchro play made with that, and still have your normal summon to go off of. And also 3 Super Heavy Samurai Magnet. When this card is normal summon, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower Samurai monster from your hand, then change this card to defense. Your opponent cannot attack any monsters except for this one. So with 2 Magnet, you can make the Magnet lock, which if you have both in your hand is very easy to accomplish. Or you can even simply just special summon a tuner from your hand and get the synchro off like that using this card. And I also run 3 Giga Gloves. I like him for the effect of when he is basically sent to the graveyard and you have no spell or traps in your graveyard, you can look at the top 5 cards of your deck, then place them on the top of the deck in any order. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, excavate the top card of your deck, and if it's a Super Heavy Samurai, the attacking monster's attack becomes 0, otherwise send it to the graveyard. And it's not until the end phase effect either, so that 0 is going to remain come your next turn, and you're able to attack over that monster. Plus you get to add a Super Heavy Samurai and rearrange the top card of your deck for potential cards that you might need. And then I'm also running 1 Super Heavy Samurai Jade and 2 Coral. Now the reason I downsize the Pendulum Monsters in the deck is because you really don't use them to Pendulum Summon so much as you use them for their own effects. Jade is an easy 1 tribute monster that you can use to get onto the field, and he's a level 8, which means he's also adjustable for synchro summons. And Coral has the pendulum effect. If you were to set it, 1, it doesn't count as a spell and trap card because it'll go basically the graveyard. Not the graveyard, the extra deck. And the effect is when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, and you get another attack using one of your Super Heavy Samurai monsters. The only thing I'm fretting that it would make me take out Coral is the fact that we're going to basically have the Pendulum Scales in the Spell and Trap card zone. So I want to see, I don't know for sure off the top of my head what the ruling is, if it'll conflict with the Super Heavy Samurai monster's effects, basically saying, it technically is the Pendulum Scale, but it's also the Spell and Trap card zone. So I'm waiting to see how that, if someone has an answer for that, I'm probably pretty sure there's already an answer for it. You can comment down below and clarify for everyone else, because at the making of this video I did not look into that. My apologies. Also running 3 of the new Super Heavy Samurai Helper. In a sense, this is a battle fader, just for the fact that during damage calc, if your defense monster battles an opponent's monster while you have no spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can discard this card, then target 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster you control other than the battling one, and the battling one gains defense equal to that one's defense. And during damage calc, when an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So it's easy to get this monster in the graveyard, plus in the process boosting up your monster's own attacks. And you can also basically banish it from the graveyard, and it wouldn't necessarily be a battle fader in a sense, but it is a monster that lets you special summon a monster from your graveyard. So in a sense, it's a faster drums. You just have to rely on your opponent's turn to do that, which is why I run this over drums in the deck, because drums has to be destroyed, and your opponent, if they know that you have Super Heavy Samurai drums on the field, are not going to want to hit into it. They're either going to want to Castell it or something like that. This card works in the graveyard as a special summon effect, meanwhile also getting resources and blocking attacks if you special summon cards, basically like Big Benkei. And then for the tuners, I run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Trumpeter. It is an easy special summon from the hand, and if you tribute you for a Super Heavy Samurai monster and send to the graveyard, and you have no spell or traps in your graveyard, you can special summon it. So if you get out Big Benkei using this card, special summoning it back, that could be your Susanoo play, or if you have another level 2 monster, you possibly get out your ace key monster of the deck, which is Steam Train King. Lots of options to go off of with this one. Also, I run 3 Super Heavy Samurai Battle Ball. This card lets you use your opponent's monsters for the synchro summons, which is crazy, and you have plenty of leveled Super Heavy Samurai synchro monsters in this deck to use, so you have lots of options to take stuff from your opponent. It counts as a special summon, not a synchro summon, and once again, all you have to do is have no spell or traps in your graveyard to make use of this guy's effect. And I'm running 2 of the new Super Heavy Samurai Fist. This one is another level 2 tuner. During your battle phase, if your Super Heavy Samurai monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can, a quick effect, immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon 1 synchro monster using monsters you control involving this card. And if you have no spell or traps in your graveyard, you can target 1 Super Heavy Samurai synchro monster you control, reduce its level by 1, and if you do, special summon this card from your graveyard. Also, you can have special summon for the rest of the turn, except for Super Heavy Samurai monsters. You can only use the effect of Fist once per turn. But the battle effect is really good because you'll get your attack off, like let's say your Big Benkei, use Fist, and then synchro summon into Susanoo, have your other attack there, and the level reduction effect can get this card back as well for more wacky plays. I just really like this card. Might even consider bumping it up to 3, depends. If I do, I might take out one of the helpers for that. And I also have, for the weapons, 3 Super Heavy Samurai Soul Piercer. This card you can equip this one to one of your Super Heavy Samurai monsters, or, once per turn special summon it. It gives it piercing, and when it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Super Heavy Samurai monster from your deck to your hand, except for Soul Piercer. So, piercing effects plus search is really good. Grab what you need for your Super Heavy Samurai plays. And 3 Soulfire Suit. It's a discard effect, basically equipping it from your hand or side of the field to the target to become level 5, or during either player's turn you can discard this card and target a defense Super Heavy Samurai. Until the end of this turn it loses 800 defense but cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects. So a real good protection card that I love running 3 of. And then Soulbuster Gauntlet is a power card play, giving your Super Heavy Samurai a massive boost in defense. And it's a hand trap in a sense, because when they attack into it, you can drop it like that and have them gain that attack. And then during damage step, they'll obviously take a lot of damage. Not destroying their monster, but still dealing out some pretty heavy damage. And then to wrap up the main deck, the only non-Super Heavy Samurai monster I play is Swift Scarecrow. I run 3. It's a 40-card monster deck. Just because so many other plays rely on not having spell and trap cards. Swift Scarecrow is my preferred card over Battle Fader, just because Battle Fader really messes up key plays like Scales, where you have to have no cards on the field to activate. Swift Scarecrow is an easy hand trap to the graveyard to stop the battle phase and protect you for another turn. But that is it for the main deck. We'll move on to the extra. I run 2 Super Heavy Samurai Steam Train King. Your heavy power card play, 2,000 attack, 4,800 defense is what you count it as. It's a massive monster, and this card can attack while in face-up defense, like all Super Heavy Samurais. And if it does, apply defense for damage calc. Once per turn, you can discard up to 2 cards, then target that many cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Once per turn, you can banish all spell and traps from the graveyards, and if you do, inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each card. Now, obviously, you won't have any spell and traps in your graveyard, but being able to banish them from your opponent's graveyards basically means heavy burn damage using this card. And get rid of key play cards. I don't know if there's too many cards being used that add spell cards. Like, for example, I did one fun duel where, I banished spell and trap cards, and they tried to Nirvana High, and they had to go for a monster, which they really wanted to go for the Regeki to destroy this guy, but using him, I banished the card, and they couldn't grab it back with Nirvana High. Nirvana High still couldn't get over this guy's massive defense either, which was pretty funny. And then 2 Samurai Warlord Susanoo. He's been the key synchro for the deck for the longest time. He basically lets you grab a spell or trap from your opponent's graveyard set on your side of the field, letting you use it, and then it's banished when it leaves the field. Just being able to steal them, and he's one of your easiest synchros to make using Big Benkei and a level tuner as well. Plus 2 Shutendoji, just for the spell destruction effect. Level 6 synchro, scales and a tuner can easily make this guy and then destroy a lot of your opponent's best cards, especially if they don't have a response and you end up wiping their board. That can take away a lot of key plays. And then also 1 Sarutobi Ninja, 1 Stealth Ninja, just for the one of, so I have a level 7 and another basically level 8. For synchro options, it does come up at times. I just like having those options with the deck. And also 1 Naturia Barkion and 1 Naturia Beast. They are plenty of Earth monsters in this deck to run. I think Battle Ball is the exception, and a couple other ones like Soulfire Soup. Other than that, all Earth monsters, so very easy to get these out and lock your opponent down. 1 Chambara, another level 5 option. 1 Trishula for your level 9 options. And then for the Exceed monsters, I run 1 Gear Gigan X for the search plays that I can make easily with scale. 1 Castel, and 1 Daigusto Emerald to end off the extra deck. But yeah, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, Kira Twig out.